you are chasing something just because you think it's an opportunity and you have no genuine passion for it, stop right now. It's a waste of time. We like evolving. We like changing. We don't want to sit at the same desk and do the same work for 25 years. You need to be consistent. Today, we're going to talk about the 7 ways to win on social media.
9, 8, 7.
What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have an amazing gift inside you that I want to see explode out onto the world. Now, this special edition of 7 Ways is brought to you by the workshop that I'm running in May 23rd to May 25th on how to make money from your ideas, where I'm sharing my breakdown, how I make money, how you can too, basically be the Evan Carmichael of your industry and start to dominate and be a thought leader and lead from the front. If you're interested, the link is in the description. We are about 40% sold out right now, and looking for 15 amazing people that I can sink my hooks into and really drive forth some value from in May. But one of the big things that entrepreneurs often ask me is, how do I win on social media? What are some of the things I need to keep in mind? And this is one of the things I'm talking about at my workshop, and thought I'd give you kind of a high-level overview in this video today. Way number 1 is have emotional commitment. One of the most important things that I learned from the $10,000 US that I spent on media training that really helped transform my channel. If you go back on my channel and look at how I started and how awkward and nervous I was compared to where I am now, it's not just doing the reps, it's not just doing 5,000 videos, but learning and training. Emotional commitment. For the people coming to the workshop in Toronto, this is gonna be one of the big things that we work on. I need you to care more about your message. And I know you do. I know you care about your message, but when you get in front of the camera, a lot of times it does not come out. The words are coming out, the value is coming out, your strategies and your technologies are coming out, but the passion, the importance, the commitment is not coming out. And it doesn't mean you always have to be yelling and excited and, you know, passion is my superpower. It just means that every word you say has to mean something. You have to be emotionally committed to the message that you are given. And that can be really hard, because when you're talking in front of the camera, how do you get excited? How do you turn up? How did you make it more important? One of the most important lessons that I learned was, imagine that somebody's on a bridge and they're about to jump off, and your message is the last thing that they are going to hear before they do that. And so you have to really sway them. And so my agent would always tell me, up the stakes, raise the stakes, raise the stakes. It has to be more important. Because for most people, it's not going to be that important. It's not going to be a life and death situation, but for some people, it will be. For some people, I've had people who comment on my channel that the video that they watched saved their life. And that sounds crazy, but it's true. And unless you bring that level of emotional commitment to the message that you're saying, unless you fully believe it and are feeling it as you're saying it, you could have the best words in the world, but they will not resonate because people can tell that you're not committed to it. And so a lot of times when people are trying to make content, they're so worried about saying the right words. They're so worried about getting their script perfect. And this was me too. If you look at my early videos, I'm looking up to the left a lot. I'm trying to memorize a script, and it comes off as super panned because I'm just trying to memorize the words. I'm trying to focus on getting the exact words that I wrote down on a piece of paper instead of actually feeling the message and going with that. Emotional commitment to the message is so important. You have to incorporate it if you want to win on social media. Way number 2 is be consistent. This is a boring one, but you need to be consistent. 4 years ago, I had 7,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. 4 years later, I'm at 1.2 million and growing. How does that happen? Well, I had content that I was emotionally committed to, but I was consistent. We've made 2 to 3 videos every day for the past 4 years. I can't remember the last day in 4 years that we took off, that we did not post a video. And so it's being consistent. One of the things that people always recognize me for is just being consistent. It's not just me, it's everybody. Everybody who's had success in any field, athletics, entrepreneurship, music, they're consistent. There was a great analogy I heard about if somebody's trying to cook pasta or cook some rice in a bottle, in a bottle, that's amazing. Cooking rice in a bottle of water. Cooking rice or pasta in a pot of water, and you put it on the stove, and then you turn it up, and then it's on for 5 seconds, and you turn the stove off. And 5 minutes later, you turn the stove on again for 5 seconds, and then you turn it off. If you do that, you're never gonna boil the pasta. You're never gonna boil the the water. You're never gonna get food to eat. And that's what most people do with their social media content, or even with their business. You start and you stop, and you start and you stop, and you start and you stop, and you don't allow for the momentum to grow. You need to be consistent. It's much more important that you are making one piece of content every single day and learning and growing from it, because I'm a big believer, one, in momentum, but two, that the quantity leads to the quality, that the more you do it, the better you will get, and you allow time for people to get to know you and notice you and love you and want to follow you and share your stuff. You need to be consistent. If you don't believe me, follow me on Instagram now. It took me a number of years to get to 6,000 followers, and in a couple months I hit 10,000. And now I'm growing because I'm emotionally committed to it. I'm being consistent in my content, and 4 years later, I'm gonna win. And so it's being insanely impatient. Like, every piece of content has to matter. This video has to be amazing, to the best of my abilities, with the skill sets I have. The Instagram content I put up, every post has to be the best that I can post with the abilities that I have. And I'm patient in that I know it's going to take me 3-4 years to ultimately get to a big spot. And so the consistency is really important, and a lot of you are not consistent enough in making amazing content. You think that you make one great video that you put a lot of time into, and that's going to be the thing. It's not. You have to keep going every single day. Amazing, amazing content. Way number 3 is reply to every comment. Reply to every comment across every platform. Everywhere that you are, you need to reply to comments. And that's easy in the early days. When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't get any comments on a video. You know, if 1 in 10 videos got a comment, I was happy. And somebody left a comment, this is amazing. So it's easy for the small channels to do it. It's easy when nobody's paying attention to you to respond to every comment. Still important, because when you respond to a comment, they're much more likely to subscribe. They're much more likely to be really engaged in your future content. They're much more likely to share it with their friends. You want to be on top of all of those early comments, but don't stop. As you build, as you grow, comments have to be responded to. Now, I don't think you need to respond to every comment yourself. As you get bigger, you can't. Like, physically, I can't. Physically, I don't have enough time in the day to respond to every single comment. Not because I'm so important and I have so many things happening. There's just not enough time in a day. There's so many comments coming in that physically it's not possible for one person to respond to every single comment. So you build a team. And when people respond to my comments for me, they put their name at the end, so it's not confusing between which ones I'm responding to and which one other people are responding to. Just like any other business, I don't understand how people on social media can't treat their accounts like a business. Maybe because a lot of times this might be their first business. But if you have a flower store and somebody calls you and leaves a message, what do? You call them back, right? Or if somebody emails you, you email them back, right? It's the exact same thing. If somebody leaves a comment, you comment back, you respond, you acknowledge them. And if you had that flower store, it doesn't mean that you have to serve every single customer yourself. That's why you hire a team, right? As you grow, you hire a team. They can help you respond to things. But at the earlier days, for any of you guys watching, you know, if you're under 100 comments a day across everything, right, between YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn and everything, if you're under 100 comments a day, do it yourself. I respond to 100 comments a day plus. You have to do it yourself. Do it. One, it gets you really close to your audience, gets you really close to your customers. So you understand them, you get to know them, and they feel really connected to you. And two, the more that you do it, the more that if you're doing it, or at least somebody on your team, if you're beyond the 100 plus, then you're building momentum. Then they're feeling recognized and they're much more likely to share your message. Bonus tip on number 3 here. I love leaning in on the personal video messages. And so if you send me a Twitter message, if you tweet at me, or if you send me an Instagram DM, or if you send me a Snapchat DM, I'm likely at least once going to respond with a video, because I want you to know that it's me. And I want you to know that I read your thing, and I want you to see my face, and I want you to hear me say your name and hear me say the answer. And I can deliver a message like this much better, with emotional commitment, much better in a video format than I can writing it out. And so I want people to get that experience. And so I've leaned in much more on personally responding to people on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat, because I can make a video response. Or LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, you can't. It's kind of crazy that YouTube being a video platform, you can't make video responses. I used to do video responses. This is how crazy I get over this stuff. I would make a video response for a number of people individually, and I'd record an unlisted video on YouTube and then send it to them in the comments. But they don't get notified a lot of times in the comments. A bunch of issues there. And YouTube, you gotta fix that. You can't make a video response, your video network. Anyway, I digress. Respond to every single comment, ideally in video format. And listen, it doesn't have to be polished. You know, I'm making this video in my car. Most of my DMs and my Twitter messages and all that, I'm making while I'm on the bike in my workout room. So I spend 35 minutes, 4 times a week, typically on the bike. And that's what I'm doing. I'm on the bike, and to help pass the time, I spend it with you guys. I respond, and people say, can't believe you responded. Have a great workout. Really appreciate the message. And it doesn't take long. Some of them are 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. It doesn't have to take a long time, and it makes such an important impact for them to hear from you, who they look up to, respect, see as a thought leader, as an expert. It just wins so much loyalty. Karma is always practical, and I highly recommend that you do it. Respond to every comment. Way number 4 is to test. This is the name of the game. You gotta test. You gotta see what's working and see what's not working and adjust constantly. On my YouTube channel, which is a little more mature than my other platforms, we're still testing. We still test. Every series, for example, has to lead to positive subscribers and significant watch time. YouTube cares about watch time. That's their #1 metric, so I now care about watch time. I care about subscriber growth. I want to make sure that every new series we make is generating subscribers for the channel. And so what I'll do as a test is, for any new series I put out, we will give it at least 3 runs. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 3 times, and then we check the data. Is it working? Do people like it? Are we getting positive watch time on it? Does it compare well to my other videos on the channel? Is it leading to subscriber growth? So by watching this video, YouTube will tell you per video how many subscribers you got. And so I want to know, over this 3 test period, did we gain subscribers because of this series? And if not, then we kill it and we experiment with something new. And so you're constantly testing. On Instagram, right now, since that's a newer platform for me, there's been a lot more tests, a lot more innovation, a lot more changes. I try this, okay, it doesn't work. Let's try this, doesn't work. Let's try this, doesn't work. And with Instagram, you also get a lot more instant data. I see what I did there. Pretty good. Insta, right? Instant data. And also, because I don't know as much, I'm making a lot more mistakes. And that's great. There's constant experimentation. I have one guy on my team who's helping me make the content, where I'm helping direct him and say, do this, do this, do this, do this. And one week it's something. Next week, that strategy last week, gone. Let's try this now. We're trying this. And so you get that by testing. Testing will help you improve forever and always, and you need to apply it across all your social media platforms. You pick the metric or 2 that you care the most about, and then you test your content against it consistently to try to find a winning formula. Rule number 5 is, remember, it's a balance between you and the audience. You have to create content that you love. You have to put out a message that means something to you. Back to the emotional commitment. You have to put out content that means something to you, and it has to mean something to the audience. It has to move the people in your network. It's got to be something that they actually care about. It has to be that combination of the both. If you only make stuff that you love but nobody else cares, you have a hobby. Like, you love making videos, great. It's a worthwhile hobby, but it's not going to help you grow your business. It's not going to help you get speaking gigs. It's not going to help you be a thought leader. But it's a hobby, which may be enough for you. But if it's not, then you have to pay attention to the audience. If you're only paying attention to the audience and you don't care about that material, then you lose as well. If you're only making content because silly cat videos does well on YouTube and you try to make silly cat videos, you're going to lose. You'll lose. It's the wrong strategy. Don't just chase an opportunity, because the people who love making silly cat videos will destroy you because they love it and you don't. The people who love doing the work will always crush you compared to the people who are just doing the chase an opportunity. And apply that not just to social media, but across life, across business. If you are chasing something just because you think it's an opportunity and you have no genuine passion for it, stop right now. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of resources. You will lose because the people who love doing that will crush you. And so just do the thing that you love and there's an audience for. That match is where you will always, 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 always win. Way number 6 is to collaborate. This one I hesitated, to be honest, putting on the list. It depends on the social media network. Collaborations work better in some social media networks over others. One of the fastest ways though to grow any business is to find people who are already connected to your target audience and find a way to work together. Not just social media, but in business. Find somebody who already has your target audience and then find a way to work together. So for me, if I'm looking at, I want to target entrepreneurs, it's great to collaborate. My first collaborations were with Tim Schmoyer and Dura Leaves, who have YouTube data, YouTube explanation, how-to kind of channels. And I've collaborated with Gary Vaynerchuk and Grant Cardone and a bunch of people who are all in the entrepreneur space. Lots of them that are all over my channel. And it's great because we have similar audiences. It would not be as beneficial for me to collaborate with a kids toy channel because those are not the people that I'm trying to reach. That being said, I found, at least especially in the YouTube world, collaborations are only really worth it. One, if you love it, the collaborations can be a labor of love, and it's great to be able to do something new, involve different people on the channel. But two, if either it's a low investment time for you, or the person you're collaborating with is just so much bigger than you that it really pays off. What I found that is if somebody is around the same size as you or smaller, it's not often worth it just because you'll get a little bit of subscriber growth from them, but for the amount of time that goes into it, it's just not worth. It's just not worth it. And so a lot of the people that I do collaborations with, I just have them on my channel. We do a Hangouts video, it's live. I might be on their channel doing an interview, it's live, it doesn't require as much work. Or if we're at an event, I go every year to an event called ClimberCon in Palm Springs, California, and there a bunch of different collaborations end up happening. It's easy because everybody's at one spot. It's easy to grab somebody and make a video off to the side and grab somebody else and make a video. But to fly and go meet somebody to make a collaboration video is usually not worth unless, again, they are way bigger than you, and gaining those 1,000 subscribers from them to you makes a big difference because you only have 100 subscribers. And so I think collaborations can be really important. You just have to weigh, one, how much do you love them? How much do you enjoy meeting other people and doing it as just a creative expression? And then two, how much time is it actually going to take you to do it versus that time spent on making other videos? And way number 7, the last one I have for you guys today, is evolve constantly. One of the biggest challenges of any business, but especially social media, is being able to continue to express your voice and change. What ends up happening, especially when you're doing testing, data, is you find a winning formula. The thing is that winning formula won't last forever, not because the market doesn't like it, but because you grow tired of it. Entrepreneurs, we like doing different things. We like trying new stuff. We like experimenting. We like evolving. We like changing. We don't want to sit at the same desk and do the same work for 25 years. And so a big challenge for entrepreneurs is when they hit a strategy that starts working for them, then they feel like they have to keep going and doing it. And at the beginning, it's really exciting and new and different, and you love it and you're adjusting. But then you feel often that you get locked in. I can't tell you how many creators I've met where they feel trapped by their past success. They become successful doing one thing, and now they feel trapped by it and they can't grow and do something else. What you create should always be an extension of yourself. The top 10s, for example, I love making them. I still enjoy it. I still learn from it. The second that I hate the top 10s, the second making top 10 videos for me is work. It's like, oh, I gotta make another top 10 video. I'm done, it's out. I will not make top 10s anymore. One of you guys can take the mantle, be the new top 10, rules for success, you will have my blessing, but I still love doing it. And so I think you need to pay really close attention to the work that you love doing, the activities that you really appreciate. And as you evolve and grow as a human being, as you get new interests, new creativity, new awareness, as you want to come up and try new things, you have to put that into your channel. You have to put that into the content that you are putting up. Because if you're not doing it, you're going to get increasingly frustrated, increasingly bored with what you're doing on your channel, because the problem is you have grown as a human being with interests and desires and passion and interests, and your channel stayed here. Your content has stayed here because the chains of success have held you back. Where you need to be like the Beatles. Every album from the Beatles was different. Had a different sound, had a different flavor, and some people might say, you know what, I like your early stuff better. I don't like what you did anymore. Tough. We're not going back to that. That's not who we are anymore. We've grown. So come and grow with us, or just keep listening to our back catalog. You're up here now. You've grown and changed. You need to bring your channel up here with you. And ideally, it's not this big chasm. It's not this big jump. It's, you're both here at the start, right? You're here, your channel's here. You grow, your channel grows. You grow, your channel grows. You evolve, your channel evolves, right? It's this constant back and flow. As soon as you get an idea to try something, you do it. And you're training your audience. If you go from here to here, right? You're up here now, you make a drastic change, you're gonna lose a huge chunk of your audience because they're not used to this up here. And that's terrifying. And the more you grow and expand, the more people you're gonna lose. So it keeps you down here, it keeps you frustrated and angry. And so you need to constantly evolve and change the content you're putting up. That's a constant reflection of who you are. As you evolve, your business, your content needs to evolve as well. So those are my 7 ways on how to win on social media. Again, the content is brought to you by the workshop I'm putting on in May 23rd to 25th on how to make money from your ideas. This is a high-level overview. I'm gonna go way more in-depth on how to actually do it at the event, and I'm gonna work with you to do it. This isn't just gonna be strategy and theory. We're gonna get in front of the camera and we're gonna make content. We're gonna get on your cell phone, we're gonna make content. You're gonna get in front of my camera crew and we're gonna make content. And I'm gonna be behind the camera directing you and say, try this, I need more emotional commitment. And then my team is also gonna help you edit. We're gonna edit the videos and give you a final cut that you can use on your channel and on your website. So hopefully some of you guys will come out. Again, if you wanna be a thought leader, you wanna make money from your ideas, this is the best thing for you to go to. If you wanna be behind the scenes and just be an entrepreneur and not be the face, this is not for you. Please do not sign up. I wanna work with 15 people who wanna lead from the front and be the experts and change the world, making money doing it. Link is in the description, already 40% sold out, and I'm super pumped to again get my hooks into you, and over the 3 days that we have together, make a difference, make a change. Thank you guys so much for watching. I would love again to know which of these 7 ways you're gonna apply to your business immediately, which was the most valuable or interesting, and is there an 8, 9, 10 that you wanna add to the list on top to bring more value to Believe Nation? Leave it in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself, and whatever your one word is, much love. I'll see you soon.
Raise your standard.
Apple at the core, its core value, is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better.
Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me.
I don't ever give up. I'd have to be dead or completely incapacitated.
Hey Believe Nation, if you want to see my all-time favorite top 10 rules of success, I have a very special secret video for you. These are the individual clips that I have personally learned the most from and applied to my life and my business. Check the link in the description for details.